Right, we're good. Hello. So, yesterday, I went through the remaining 2 raids and conjoining quests of the Myths of the Realm, wrapping up that storyline and clearing it out off my checklist. Today, we will be tackling the first wing of Pandemonium. I have full confidence I will be getting through the first wing, but I do highly doubt I'll do anything beyond the first wing. Yeah, so without any further delays, there really isn't any narrative for me to recap. I suppose I could mention that we did get the teaser for it at the very end of Endwalker, what with seeing that one white-robed ancient waiting for their guiding star in Elpis, who seemed to share a voice with Elidibus. How strange. And Elidibus also mentioned that he remembered seeing us in Elpis. Weird. Oh, yeah. It appears my calculations were correct. I knew that at this very spot I would encounter none other than Arentel, the hero who saw us through the final days. So certain was I of my math, I stood here for, well, let's not concern ourselves with that. I am Gigi, assistant to one Professor Calden. We work with the telescope to measure or to observe the ethereal sea and delve into its myriad mysteries. Some mysteries, though, are beyond even our capabilities to unravel. The strange crystal we but recently discovered, for instance, defies our very conjecture. You've been to the center of the star and far beyond it, however, so we hope that you may see something in this crystal that we academics do not. I beg you lend us your well-traveled eye at Aporia. Professor Calden will be eagerly awaiting your arrival. It'd be Nemgigi. That's what it would be, Nemgigi. There we go. I haven't had my coffee yet. I feel like I said that, but no. Got it next to me. I'll be slowly taking that in and hopefully waking up. Ideally, before we get to the third raid, because that's probably the only raid in the entirety of Pandemonium that I still just struggle with horribly. As I live and breathe, it really is you. I assumed Nemgigi was simply attempting to pull one over on me, as it were. Perhaps I should pay more heed to her wild claims. Welcome, welcome. We appreciate any insight you can provide on the matter of this crystal. Professor Calden will share the particulars with you. Greetings, Arentel, and welcome to my humble laboratory. I'm sure Nemgigi has already told you plenty about us, but allow me to introduce myself personally. I am Calden, leader of this little research collective. I must admit I have been nervous about this meeting ever since Nemgigi set out to find you. For a researcher in my field, there is no greater honor than to meet the first man in history to traverse the ethereal sea and return to tell the tale. The professor speaks often and at length of your deeds, but he has no small number of achievements to his own name. He has peered deeper into the ethereal sea than any other in Charlian, and the breadth of his knowledge is peerless. Peerless, perhaps, but for a single man, we must seize this precious opportunity to learn what we can from him and perhaps crack this conundrum that has stumped the 3 of us for moons. It was we who peered into the fathomless sea from the antitower in the Dravanian hinterlands. There we spoke with Hydaelyn and learned of the fate that would befall the star, the final days. Soon thereafter, all research was moved to Labyrinthos, and through the Aetioscope did we continue our vigil. As impressive a work as the device is, however, it can glimpse but a fraction of the sea's infinite depths. Which brings us to the matter at hand. Not long after the Exodus was declared, we recovered an unusual crystal shard during a routine observation. It appeared before us suddenly, as if propelled to the surface by some unknown force. We found that it possessed an ethereal density that exceeds that of normal crystals by orders of magnitude, and its shape resembled nothing which occurs in the natural world. It was made, not formed. Unfortunately, that was the extent of the information we could glean before we were forced to turn our focus towards the Exodus. The crystal was very nearly forgotten amidst the sudden upheaval. But thanks to the efforts of a certain someone, that crisis is now behind us, and we are free to resume our research. Thus did we decide to seek you out, the dauntless adventurer who delved into the unknown and beheld its innermost secrets. And now we would have you see for yourself. Here is the crystal in question. If it resembles aught you have encountered before, even by the smallest degree, please say so. Ah, that would be a memory crystal. I've got one with me right now. I know of someone who bears a similar crystal. Who? I can't think of anyone besides, yourself. He pulls out mine. Memory abides within this crystal. As I thought, you do know what this is. Please, tell me everything. I guess we're keeping the Azem crystal on the ADL. Fair enough, fair enough. I wonder if you'd said, I know someone who has it, or has one like it, would have been you pulling it out and you were being sarcastic. I see. The Asians use these to transfer their memories to new vessels. Fascinating indeed. It was plain that this crystal was special somehow, but this revelation surpasses even my considerable expectations. Similar artifacts have appeared throughout the ages, memories of martial techniques manifested as crystalline shards on the battlefield, or storied stones passed from master to student. A comparison between said artifacts and this crystal may prove a fruitful first step in unveiling its true nature. What do you think, Professor? Asian memories, windows through which we can gaze upon the convocation of 14. Unlike the crystal in Arntel's story, this one does not bear the mark of the convocation. Who then could these memories belong to? And more importantly, why were they stored in this particular shard? More importantly still, why was it set adrift on the ethereal sea? Damn. Professor Calden. Huh, yes? I'm well aware that contemplation is the key to breakthrough, but there is propriety to consider. We have a guest, one you invited explicitly. Must we do this every time? Yes, of course, our guest. Terribly sorry, I do so easily find myself unmoored by the tides of rumination. Perhaps a more engaging use of your time with us would be for you to take up that crystal. If indeed there are memories stored within, they may reveal themselves to you upon contact. Yoink. If anyone, message, come, Pandemonium, please. Faces, grave threat, star in danger. The expression does not bode well. What did you see? Pandemonium. 'Tis not a word I have heard before. Not, if my knowledge of the ancient tongue serves me, it means all demons. Not a name that inspires optimism, all things considered. In the event that another star-shattering cataclysm is in fact bearing down upon us, I would have the aforementioned examples of crystallized memory to hand. Nemgg, no. I entrust their procurement to you. If there are more memories to be extracted from this crystal, we will find them. As for you, Arundel, there's a person I would have you seek, the one who has delivered so dire a warning. Your story tells us that this crystal could very well have been made by one of the ancients. If that is the case, then discerning the nature of this pandemonium would require a trip far into the past, to an era before the Sundering. I know of only one individual capable of such a feat, the very hero who traversed time to prevent the world's doom. I must confess, the tales people tell of your adventures beggars belief, and their veracity has been a subject of much debate among my peers. After today's meeting, however, there can be no doubt in my mind that every incredible exploit is fact. So I ask you now, return to the past, find out what and where Pandemonium is, and if we need be concerned by this message. Thank you. For the time being, you should keep the crystal in your possession. I do not think you have seen the last of its memories, and more may be drawn out as you approach their source. Safe travels, and may we meet again soon to share our findings. For Professor Calden, I would burn the candle on both ends. Or rather, I will. First, I must find the historical documents he requested. And then, what was I meant to do again? From this moment on, our objective shall be to fill every cranny of this place with crystals. Surely the Gleaners won't mind braving a few haunted battlefields for the right price. Pray journey to the past and ascertain the severity of the threat. Keep the crystal for now until we can find a way to listen to its messages. It will do more good in your hands than ours. Welcome, my lord. If you wish to go to the ocular, I should be glad to escort you. If receives this message. Come, Pandemonium, quickly. Back on Elpis. Love to see it. Ugh. Could it be? No, of course not. Apologies, but for the briefest moment I thought you to be a dear friend of mine. I realize now that such a notion is preposterous. He told me a falling star would appear before me, and I suppose you must be it. Truth be told, I did not expect the expression to be so literal. Apologies for not introducing myself properly. My name is Themis. As you can see by my bare face, I am not one of Elpis's observers. Rather, I am come here on an assignment which has been more or less routine up until this very moment. You certainly do know how to make an entrance, and must wonder what brought you here, for it is plain that you do not belong here, or any place I know for that matter. I am Zem's familiar. We're gonna stick with the story. It appears my initial impression was not so preposterous after all. I did not know my friend had such a unique familiar at his disposal. If you are here at Zem's behest, then I believe I can hazard a guess as to your purpose. You are here to investigate Pandemonium, yes? If so, we may be able to help one another, but first, might I trouble you to explain how you came to collide with my skull? I see. I believe that dispels any major doubts I had concerning your intentions. Apologies for being so intrusive, but you must understand this is an uncommon occurrence. I shall pry no further, for I am well aware that we all have secrets we must keep. However, if I may, I would very much like to take a look at this crystal of yours. Fascinating. While I cannot say much as to what it contains, it is clear that there are memories stirring within. Memories that speak of something gravely amiss in Pandemonium. The facility extends beneath Elpis and is overseen by the words of La Habrea. It houses those creations that are highly valued as research subjects and highly dangerous to the star. Naturally, it is strictly guarded and under constant surveillance. Several days ago, however, an unnatural shift in the flow of its surrounding aether was detected. Soon thereafter, all communications from Pandemonium ceased. I am here as representative of an organization that works directly with the Convocation and have been tasked with investigating this incident. Now that there is some measure of transparency between us, might I offer a suggestion as to what we should do next? During the course of your investigation, you may discover valuable artifacts. You can trade them with Dude Bro and Razdatan to get armor and gear. Now then, my proposal is a simple one. Let us journey to Pandemonium together. Our destination is the same, and I suspect the arrangement would work to our mutual benefit. Besides, I should have no trouble gaining us both access. I do hope you agree. I would be loath to part ways from the falling star I had been waiting for so long. Originally, I'd planned to conduct my investigation with the friend I mentioned earlier. He had also noticed the anomaly near Pandemonium, so it only seemed natural that we should investigate it together. However, we eventually decided that it would be unwise for us both to go. If two members of our organization were seen poking their heads about restricted facilities, it could raise questions, you see. I decided to go alone, but he left me with these words: "Fear not, for in my absence a star shall fall before you." While I could not comprehend his meaning at the time, I believe now I understand. He does have a way of being right about these things. Even so, his hints of what to come are generally more cryptic. I suppose I should have kept my gaze to the heavens. Suffice it to say that I'm grateful for your presence either way. As for the matter at hand, we must first gain permission from the words of La Habrea for entry into Pandemonium. There ought to be a speaker waiting at whatever. If it's not blatantly obvious, that's Elidibus. Of course his organization works closely with the Convocation because it is the Convocation, and his friend is SM. Like, it is like so thinly veiled as to be transparent. I sent a request for permission before setting forth to Elpis. With luck, we shall not be waiting long. What a fascinating etheric signature. In accordance with the Convocation's request, the two of you have been granted leave to observe Pandemonium. I shall register your aether for the records. From this point on, you may freely come and go from Pandemonium as you please. Now, that was a painless process. I take this as a sign that we were meant to conduct our investigation together. Of course, while you have been permitted entry into the facility, the specimens housed inside must be handled with the utmost care. You are to heed the warder's instructions at all times. Those who conduct their work within Pandemonium are called warders, for their role with respect to the creatures within. Generally, creations that pose a threat to the safety of the star must be undone. However, the words of La Habrea has deemed certain such creations as worthy of further study, interring them within the facility. Those who spend their days in Pandemonium are not merely researchers. They must work tirelessly to ensure that none of their subjects slip their shackles. For all intents and purposes, the place is a dungeon. Perhaps such a comparison arouses frightful imagery, but Pandemonium is a frightful place. I know not the purpose of your investigation, but if you discover aught that merits a report, pray do so with utmost haste. Master La Habrea shall guide us upon the proper course of action from there. Then I take it that means you have detected nothing amiss as of late. The warders have reported nothing that would cause alarm. Minor fluctuations in aether have been observed, but surely Master La Habrea would have acted if they were anything worth worrying about. I see. It appears La Habrea is kept well abreast of the goings-on there, then. I hope I'm not overstepping my boundaries by asking this, but you seem to be quite familiar with Master La Habrea. Do you know him? Oh, the stories I could tell you. You are no mere familiar, are you? Master La Habrea is not known for being generous with his time. That one should have stories of his company almost beggars belief. Regardless, I doubt I need to tell you this. He is of the convocation. Take care that your actions do not hinder his work. And with that, we are free to make our way to Pandemonium. The Nessus that will take us there is on the eastern bank of Lethe. Let us delay no further. Oh wait, no. Hello. Pandemonium can be reached via the Nessus on the island to the northeast. I suggest you hurry before your companion leaves you behind. Go. It is much as I feared. The speaker seemed in such high spirits that for a moment I thought the ethereal irregularity not nearly so grave a portent as I had imagined. Alas, 'twas a feeling and 'twas a fleeting and vain hope. To gaze upon this complex network of chains and wards, the untrained eye might not sense anything awry. No effort has been spared in making this place impenetrable. Even the finest of masterworks is not without its flaws, however. Someone or something is tampering with the protections. It is working from within, eroding them from the inside out. Fear not, there is no immediate danger. I reinforced what protections I could the moment we arrived. This will not put an end to whatever is occurring, but it shall at least serve to slow its progress. One small victory, though the road ahead us is very long. Yes, powerful forces are at work here. The silence in the air speaks volumes. While I did not expect a bustling facility, I see not a single warder. Our first course of action should be to seek one out, wherever they may be. However, there's something you must know. The magic I wove upon entering requires my constant awareness. That is to say, if we are forced to fight, I cannot risk joining you in battle. Should I lose focus, Pandemonium's protections will rapidly crumble before the force assailing them. Were there another way, I would gladly choose it, but let us at least be grateful that neither of us is here alone, trapped in hopeless circumstance. If we should fail to find a peaceable solution, then I hope that I can rely on your strength to see us through. Of course, you have my promise. Thank you for offering your help so willingly. If weapons are drawn, I hope to be able to lend at least a touch of magical support. Creation magics do have their uses in that regard. I had it in mind to use your Aether as basis for illusory allies that will fight at your side. Perhaps 7 shall do. Not exactly an army, but by the looks of you, a formidable band nonetheless. Then, so shall it be. Now, what I wonder awaits us in Pandemonium's pitiless halls. As for the Delos, the first circle, now accessible. We begin. It begins! I cannot say for sure what awaits us. Let us make ready for the worst, and we shall not be taken by surprise. Endwalker raids. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 wing. Oh, it's only 3 wings. I don't know why. God, I was thinking about coils for a little while. Coils got me all confused. Anyway, I cannot imagine these queues will be terrible. I will be very surprised. Like, I'm almost hesitant to like swap over to a blue mage, you know. Let's go to the Azim Step. Far East, Azim Step. I'm liking the Dawn Throne. No, wrong one. No way. This one. And this dude... How many coins do I have exactly? 6? Oof. But 70-ish should be high enough level where playing an actual job, like, isn't hell. Oh god. Fucking Christ. Go away, leave me alone. Perish. Alright, let's see our friend back out. Much better. Okay, now I should be less prone to just spontaneous death. I hope. What I would do to have a blue mage here right now. I'm liking this strat. It is rapidly draining me of HP. That's so optimal. That was awful, but can you do? I'm just gonna swap to blue mage because somehow healer queuing is not doing me very much good. Genuinely shocking. You got any deep? It's fucking like we're in prime time on Aether, and yet I cannot get a queue for a current raid. Might be a little too generous, but still. Anyone in here maybe? Nope. First shot. I'm gonna be sad as shit if I can't even get through like 2 fights, man. I do not. Much as I do enjoy Oh, I'm gonna fucking steal this guy's DPS. Gimme. You're fucking kidding me, right? I can wait. Why can't you mimic off someone when they're in a cutscene? Actually stupid. I don't recall any cutscenes to start here. Who's that? Oh, just a random fisher. Fair enough. He's queuing. No! Don't go away! Got it. Something's happening over here. Probably help out with that. Okay, I want like you son of a bitch. Rude. Oh well. I'll save them. I must. This appears to be one of the warders we seek, but I'm afraid he is in no state to answer questions. Something. Upset. Oh well. Warder of the Condemned, Ericthonius. Oh, he swung boss. Why did you do that? What is wrong with you? Ice, fire. Why? 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 He didn't kill him, and we could have gotten the 2 bars. Why? He wasn't going to be wasted damage. Good God, that Dark Knight, man. Hang in there, buddy, I got you. Seven Vuln stacks. I've been there. That's been me at some point or another. Yoink. 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 Giving me a pity calm. That was a thrilling display, and, if I may be so vaunting, the warriors I spun from your Aether fought even more splendidly than I had anticipated. I suppose they were cut from excellent cloth, after all. We should wait until this man regains his senses. He wears the robes of a warder, and I would be very curious to know what drove him to attack us sight unseen. Arentel, he stirs. What came over me? It's coming back to me. My mind was filled with a storm of desperation, anger. I leapt at you, though I knew naught of your intentions. Pray accept my apologies and my thanks. Had you not knocked some sense back into me, I may have fallen upon someone less capable of defending themselves. I am Ericthonius, a warder of Asphodelos, Pandemonium's highest lair and the place we are in now. One must wonder why you were so desperate to keep us out. What is happening in Pandemonium? The creations interred within Asphodelos have been set free and stalk its halls to no end but violence. That is not good, to say the least. Has this ever happened before? No, never. Each level of Pandemonium is under the charge of a keyword, who keeps strict control over the most minute aspects of their domain. They're selected with great care, and their loyalty to Master La Habrea is absolute. Yet something has gone terribly wrong. Try as we might to hold the line, the chaos within is overwhelming. I hardly realized that I had become separated from my colleagues. I remember a chorus of whispers assailing my senses, and afterwards only flashes of rage and fury, then blackness, from which I awoke to find that whatever had overcome me was gone. I see. Your senses may have been muddled by magics that affect the mind. Perhaps the self-same ones that saw you separated from the other warders. Whatever had taken hold of me, thank you for releasing me from its clutches. That you've come here from the surface must mean that some word of our plight has reached the outside world. If you know anything that may help, pray tell. Horror among horrors, so Pandemonium's protections are indeed being dismantled from within. by some individual or individuals that released its captives and set them upon you, no doubt. Such knowledge avails us little, however, if we cannot ascertain their identity. Themis, was it? You said you worked for an organization under the auspices of the Convocation. Were they to receive word of what has transpired here, what measures would they take? Doubtless, they would consider this place a lost cause. Pandemonium's ties to the outside world would be severed, or perhaps it would be wiped from existence entirely. As I thought, were the creatures to escape into the outside world, there would be untold carnage. The words of La Habrea would never risk that, despite what value the research subjects may hold. All the more reason to work with haste. If we can't expect further help, then it falls upon... Then it falls upon me to save the others. I'll not leave them behind. You would go alone. I won't leave the other warders to face certain doom. I know they fight for survival even now. They wouldn't abandon their duty. They would see the creatures return to their cells at all costs. And so I must do the same. Themis, I know that the request I'm about to make of you is a monumental one, but please, say not a word of this to the Convocation until I've been given a chance to set things right. Forgive my rudeness, Ericthonius, but my decision cannot be swayed by emotion. You would only be consigning yourself to an early death. Strength of resolve alone cannot win in the face of overwhelming odds. That being said, our investigation has only just begun, and we would be remiss to turn back ere we've made an exhaustive survey. So, for the time being, there is slightly more than resolve to rely upon. I knew you would be all too eager to join us. Each moment since you fell from the skies has been more interesting than the last. More and more, you remind me of my dear friend, which goes some way towards encouraging me that this matter will yet reach a satisfactory conclusion. So you agree to help? For the moment, our goals align. The protective magics of Pandemonium yet hold, so for the moment, time is in our favor. Let us proceed upon the course you and Arentel have set us upon. Themis and Arentel, yes, thank you. The warders owe you a great debt already. We shall be glad to have someone familiar with Pandemonium's halls by our side. A party of 3 is ever so much more entertaining than a pair of 2. Now, let us turn our attention to rescuing your colleagues. Perhaps it would be wise to approach the gates, in case any have followed you out. Excuse me? It seems our investigation will be quite the ordeal after all. Still, I find it hard to believe that La Habrea knows naught of what has transpired here. Moreover, the mastermind of this crisis is... or whoever the mastermind of this crisis is, they do not lack for power and cunning. Not a sound can be heard from within, which means neither creature nor warder has made it this far. We should begin forming a plan to save them at once. Forgive me if I misunderstand, but do you mean to rescue the warders and creations both? Naturally, although they may be dangerous, they're valuable research subjects. I wouldn't see our labor, our untold hours of study, go to waste. I dare say La Habrea would smile to hear you say such a thing. That is, if we had a cause to report this incident to him. Smile. I'm not sure his face is capable of such warmth. Ah, so you have met him before. I was under the impression he rarely visited Pandemonium. I have, yes. My mentor was the previous head of this facility. That is to say, La Habrea's predecessor is in the position of chief keyword. Her name was Athena, and she was a researcher with the words. 'Twas she who appointed me to this position, in fact. I see. I did not know there was a chief keyword before La Habrea. Your motivation to save your research subjects is not entirely driven by duty to the words, then. You wish also to preserve the work of your mentor. You've the right of it. I'm lacking in ideas of how to go about that, however. I'm a mere warder and cannot wield internment magics. Ah, but of course, I can hardly expect you to be versed in the magics we use here. If you recall, during our battle earlier, I bound you in ethereal shackles. Internment is a more refined and powerful magic based upon the same principles. While both are used to keep our subjects docile, only the keyword ward of each tier is permitted to use internment. Even if I were allowed, I lack the aptitude to use the spell to any notable effect. Fascinating. I have some knowledge of these forms of spellcraft, actually. La Habrea himself established their foundation, if I recall. While shackles are meant to bind an object in place for a short time, internment freezes the very space around it for as long as the caster wills. Indeed. While the illusory beings you summoned in our flight suggested as much, I see your knowledge of magic is vast. Perhaps you've already mastered the art of internment and have been lecturing you like a child all this time. I'm afraid my knowledge ends there. I have not the precise understanding of how the invocations interact with natural laws that would be needed to cast said spells with any consistency. While I consider myself well versed in various magics, I would be ill-advised to assume the duties of keyword without instruction. That being said, if I were to learn more of internment and its inner workings, perhaps... Leave the fighting to me. You two can figure out the rest. I dare say we can do just that. Ecthonius, you implied that what prevented you from performing internment was lack of magical capacity. What if I supplemented your power with my own? Would the spell succeed then? I can't say for certain. I've never heard of such a thing being done. I believe it may be our best recourse. That is, of course, assuming you can perform the initial rites and incantations flawlessly. Even the smallest misstep we would have to start over. You needn't worry about that. I've seen the spells cast so many times that their emotions have been burned into my memory. I won't disappoint. Very well, let us work out the specifics afterwards. Once we do, we can test out our methods on one of the escaped creatures. Though I suppose there is the matter of finding one. It would be foolish to rush in blindly, lest we find ourselves surrounded with naught but an untested stratagem at our disposal. Nay, I would prefer to engage a single creature that Arantel could dispatch on his own if the spell were to go awry. I agree, and I may have an idea in that regard. I recall seeing the hippocampus wandering the waterways during my flight. Perhaps it's still there. Few of the subjects housed within Asphodelos are fond of water, and I believe we'll be able to engage the beast without fear of unwanted guests. Then, that shall be our first target, or perhaps subject is the better term. Before we commence with the internment magics, the creature should be weakened to a sufficient degree. I believe I can trust you with that task. As dependable as ever, once you have given it a thorough trouncing, we shall bind this hippocampus with the key ward's magic. Until then, my illusions shall fight by your side. The hippocampus will be alone, but it's a daunting opponent nonetheless. Its magic warps the environment around it, and it will be at home amidst the waterways. Steel yourself for a fight. Athena ever drove home the fact that our subjects should be treated with the utmost care. 'Twould be best if we could see them confined once again, rather than disposed of like beasts gone feral. I take it we are each ready to fulfill our respective roles. Truth be told, this will be the first time I have practiced magic that requires such a degree of cooperation between parties. How thrilling. Waste no time. Go Ireland. Fucking Namazu, I hear. It is. Hello. So apparently, as I was spoiled by a meme, this there's an Aether right here because this becomes the hub for the crafting tribe with the Namazu. I'll do it eventually, I promise. Which then makes me wonder if like every expansion has that. Because like I know, because like in which case where's the Moogle one? Where do the Moogles spruce up? Oh, what class was he? Hang on. See if I can grab a DPS aspect again. Oh, I'm not even in my my DPS spell set. Hang on. Mode active set. Fate set. Yeah. Paladin in a cutscene with our crafter. What happens to my Etheric Mimic a crafter? It misses. Fair enough. Makes sense. Tracks. Also, that's a gatherer, not a crafter. Oh well. Not having DPS aspect isn't the end of the world. It just dramatically drops my output. No, it's filled up. I don't even know what spells I could reasonably drop from these builds, honestly. Probably, I could drop Basic Instinct, because this is a Fate farming set. I can't use that in Fates. Get Peculiar Light so I can have a AoE damage up. Ooh, got a medal. Nice. That's 7, right? How many of those did I get? Yeah, most of them. I gotta clean my fucking inventory again. Oh. Yeah, that's what it is. Bird friend, no. One of these days, I gotta see which one's actually better DPS. Choco Meteor with the bird out, or Sonic Boom. The Sonic Boom has 90 less potency, but I can cast it like, honestly, it's almost like twice as fast. It is twice as fast. Actually. I think that means that, like, technically Sonic Boom would be the higher DPS output. But at the same time, can I actually cast it twice as fast because this 0.94 is less than the GCD. So I'm not actually casting them back to back. I'm not sure. Freeze? Didn't think so. We're running. mythic creation, the hippocampus. Oh, that goes well. Why is... No, it's still... How are you taking that, dude? What? Are they actually fucking trading randomly fucking back and forth now? Because that is so fucking frustrating. No. We gotta stack. Cancer. Nope. I don't know, Scar was in it too. She's gonna do a pull. Why are we standing so close to the getaway marker? You're not a melee. Whatever. Still killed it. Oh, I like. Ooh, I should be keeping an eye on my tombstones. Doing this, actually, this and actually, hang on. I do. Yoink, 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 yoink. Dragoon. Okay. While we're queuing for the next one, I'm actually going to go to Thavnir so I can grab my relic weapon for Sage. I didn't talk to Themis. Fuck. I knew that you were no mere mercenary, but to make such clean work of the hippocampus, seasoned fighters scarcely have occasion to visit Pandemonium, let alone display their skills. Mastery takes all forms indeed. Needless to say, our plan worked to perfection. No small part thanks to you two. Themis' power was more than enough to complete the internment. Spellcasting was never my strong suit, but that almost made me feel like a proper Magos. Truly, having seen your abilities firsthand in your fight with Arentel, I beg to disagree. Shackles is the one exception, and 'tis only because I've been forced to practice it since I was but a small child. Other magics leave me feeling completely out of my depth. Regardless, it seems luck is on my side. To guide me to you, we may prove the impossible possible after all. After witnessing the hippocampus's abilities, I should not blame you for wishing to avoid engaging any further creations in the place of their choosing. Alas, I doubt we will have the luxury. This one, I'm going to die in, like 70% chance. While our success in sealing away the hippocampus is certainly heartening, the fact that we have yet to see any other warders concerns me. The key ward of Asphodelos is nothing if not cautious. Doubtless, he has gathered what warders he could and retreated to a safe area. Let us hope so. It occurs to me that I know little of the key wards besides their magical prowess. Is there aught more you can share? Of course, a man named Hesperos is in charge of Asphodelos. Not only does he have thorough knowledge of the creatures here, but he takes great pains to be a mentor to each of the warders under his charge. He has done much to ensure that I flourished here in spite of my inaptitude at magic, and I have always known him to be the sort of man who faces difficult decisions with unwavering composure. Furthermore, key wards are not only masters of internment, they can also bend the hallways of Pandemonium to their will with creation magics. With all this in mind, I'm certain that so long as Hesperos guides them, the other warders are safe. I can see why absolute control over the environs is imperative. Had we faced the hippocampus upon arid sands instead of waterways, I suspect the battle would have ended much more quickly. In any case, if this Hesperos is capable of caring as you say, we would do well to seek him out as soon as we can. He has like as not taken your colleagues to a secure location. The safest place would be the innermost circle of Asphodelos. From there, they could flee to Abyssos if hard pressed. Even should they have sought safe haven within the other circles, if we make for the fourth, we ought to encounter them on the way. Indeed, and we shall gain a comprehensive understanding of the situation within Asphodelos, which will be essential in determining whether we ought to continue down to Abyssos. The rub, of course, is that I myself possess no power to bend the circles to my will. Instead, we must proceed through the central corridor, which was barred by the Phoenix last I checked. Phoenix. I have heard the name before, a fiery bird with life eternal. Beyond unquenchable brilliance, the perfected concept boasts nigh boundless restorative powers. If I recall, truly an exemplary feat of creation magics. Perfection is ever built on the back of failure, however, and La Habrea suffered countless missteps during his experiments. And he was hardly the only one. The Phoenix will be but one of many attempts at the concept gone awry. Aye, far from evoking wonder, our phoenix is a creature of fury and wrath, and seeks only to turn the world to ash. Thus was it confined within Pandemonium. Development of the concept continued elsewhere, but as the moons turned, more and more researchers abandoned the project as an impossibility, save for La Habrea and his words. When I received word that at long last La Habrea had succeeded where so many others had failed, I was nearly overcome. Pray tell, how did the wonders of Pandemonium, or the warders of Pandemonium, celebrate their master's accomplishment? I don't believe we did. The research of the words of La Habrea has little consequence to our work here, save for those rare times it charges us with a new specimen. Truth be told, I don't remember anyone making note of the occasion. But enough reminiscing. We must make ready to confront the Phoenix. While it is possible that it flew off to some other wing of Pandemonium, we would make the assumption at our own peril. Better to assume that we'll need to bring Asphodelos' most unruly subject to heel. I certainly see no reason to delay. The Phoenix's power over flame will avail it far less in a barren corridor than elsewhere, so it may well serve us to subdue it sooner rather than later. Oh, look, it's Dracula. What? It seems whoever is behind this can alter the space around us at will. We face an uphill battle. Impossible. If those were creation magics at work, then that means... Let us confront the reality after we've conquered the enemy in front of us. Every drop of our focus shall be required if we are to inter the Phoenix. The Phoenix fucks me up, man. It's got like two mechanics that I never see. I never see coming. I know the tell. I know how to react to it, but I never see it coming in time. Fight well, friend. We shall gain naught from allowing the larger implications of this to distract us from the fight ahead. The Phoenix's rage will be unbridled. I trust you are prepared for the worst. Clear third circle, and we're off to grab Rosanon. Time to get me a substantial eye level boost. I repair my shit too. Damn. Hello. I need 3 of these. Thank you. Do I have any spare mule lifts? I don't think I do. I do not. I did not go to the right place. Oh, yeah. Wait. Can I not do... God damn it. Son of a... Withdraw. Suspend. Ugh. Mandible vendor. Magic. These. Thank you. Perfect weapon. Yada yada yada. Quest as Sage. Accept. Da-da-da. I already have it. It is in my pocket as we speak. Adjust. I would like. You know what? I'm feeling spicy. Determination. Then crit. Yeah. Then spell speed. Honestly, I don't hate it. Kind of still has that that Starship vibe. And the like technological theming is consistent with Sage. A little big, but I can live with it. What does dying it even do? I see. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I don't think, like, visually, it doesn't make a huge difference unless you, like, make it a really fucking bright color. Red. The effect is just so all-consuming. So, like, I can get away with just using that. Although, what happens if I do it, I think it's sky blue? That is tempting. I think I have some sky blue on me. Oh, wrong tab. Actually, I can do all this while I'm queuing. Hang on. New game plus. Resume. Let's make sure that I've synced my gear set. Yup. Third circle. Anyway, hang on. Honestly, though, like, this is kind of my, like, biggest issue with, like, wings like this, right? Is that, like, when you take like, certain idle poses, it's fine when you're, like, standing, like, bolt upright, but... Anyway, what does it do to my portrait? Edit. Wait, what? Oh, God damn it. I don't think I can use, a glamour dresser when I'm in New Game Plus, can I? There's not a thing here. I gotta go to Charlene. Kind of wish I could just preview. Actually, I could. Hang on. Time for some bullshit. Create new gear set. Sage portrait. Would you look at that? Where is Sage? Sage edit. Oh yeah, you can't copy shit, can you? Whatever, this is pretty easy to mimic. By other sage, background, healer gradient. Healer gradient. Frame is the companion app. I don't think it has any. No. Accent is. Brute forcing it. Nope. No. Yes, this. Character is. I think it's the victory pose. Oh, that's expression. Victory pose. Hero salute. Victory. It's not victory. It's battle stance. I don't know. I kind of prefer... Like, it's not bad, don't get me wrong. But I do kind of prefer how it looks with, the... I don't have the angle right now. Hang on. Edit. Stop. No rotation, please. Yeah, you can barely see the other thing. The other Newlith. Zero and zero. Zero. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the other one. Yeah, all changes will be lost. Delete set. I'm gonna stick with these. I like them a lot. Anyway. I'm also gonna repair my shit before I fucking implode. Repair. Especially with the fight, what's coming up, I'm gonna need it. Anyway, can I even? I don't think I can interact with my glamour dresser when I'm in New Game Plus. Didn't think so. Earthshot. Anyway, back to Dole Island. Any DPS around? I didn't think so. Oh, it's over. Thank goodness. No coin now. Oh. Sorry, so someone our friend. Oh, it popped. I mean glamours couldn't be oh, wait, no. No, we're good. I didn't update the... No, shouldn't matter. So... Worst case scenario, it's just with my fucking portrait. Who cares? Oh, it begins. Yeah, I'm already dead. I hate this boss. Right? No. I just lost my bone stack too, man. I wasn't in that. Fuck you. Oh, we ain't got no mailer. Wow. I only died once. I'm a little impressed with myself. Yeah, Sage is the most thematically fitting for a Pandemonium. Due to the link with our Charlian. It actually makes me a little sad I didn't do Dragoon for Myths of the Realm, because now I've done Sage for 2 raid series in a row, and Dragoon also would have fit very well for Myths because of their link to the Knights Dragoon, Halone, Ishgard, yada yada yada. Monk would have also been good for Myths because Relgar, etc. etc. I think like on my list I have like 5 jobs that all make like a good deal of sense for Myths. Important disclaimer being there are no actual canon classes, yada yada yada, do as you will. But and like off top of my head, like I really can't think of another job that like fits Pandemonium super well. You could argue Summoner for the first wing for Asphodelos. No, that's in Wing 2. Never mind. You make a good argument for Summoner for and or Scholar for Abyssos. With that, the Phoenix is shackled once more. However, there is yet the matter of this arena. As you've told us, there is but one person in Asphodelos with the ability and authority to wield such magics. Though fortunately, it appears he has saved us the trouble of finding him. A contemptible display, as befits an inferior specimen. Even so, I expected it would at least delay your advance. Imagine my surprise when I saw the chains of internment drag the Phoenix back to its cage. Either the bird is even more of a failure than its creators cared to admit, or you are no mere trespassers. I can see the argument. I had hoped our suspicions were misplaced, but alas. Keyword Hesperos. Why? Why have you brought such chaos to your beloved Pandemonium? Pandemonium, pitiless, impenetrable, and utterly steadfast, unlike those charged with its keeping, are pitiless. What has possessed you? I don't understand. Oh, Ericthonius, must you pester me with these inane questions? Think for yourself. Surely you can muster a theory or two with that dim wit of yours. Then again, you have ever been one. You've never been one for insight. Why Master La Habrea suffers your mediocrity, I shall never understand. You may look like him, but you're not the Hesperos I know. So something has warped you from the inside out. The keyword I knew had compassion for all those under his charge, be they clad in robes or shackled in chains. What was that all a farce? Did you hide your contempt for us all these years? Those who are content to merely glimpse the water's surface are doomed to be dragged into its depths. You prove my opinion of you with every word. My mind is clearer than it has ever been. Even now, seeing you feebly grasp for answers makes the bile rise in my throat. Such wasted potential. To be son to Master La Habrea, yet no more skilled with magic than a newborn babe. But of course, it's always about La Habrea. Silence, you are not worthy to utter his name. For once, be grateful to to witness a feat beyond your meager abilities, beyond your shallow reckoning. I have slipped the surly bonds of mortality. I have become one with our mythic creations and rid myself of imperfections. I stand upon the threshold of godhood. As a Hemitheos, I shall serve Master La Brea ever faithfully unto the end of days. And he shall require no other. I think not. Are you so blinded by arrogance that you've lost sight of what it means to serve? Ericthonius is more capable than you could ever know. It was thanks to his instructions I was able to master the art of interment, both how to wield it and how to break free of it. Arantel, let us quit this place. Whatever poison has corrupted Hephaestus' mind it is plain his power far eclipses our own. We must have time to gather our strength. Weaklings though they may be, it takes a singular aptitude to master interment so quickly, to say nothing of how swiftly the familiar laid low the phoenix. Regardless, their noble aims will be their undoing. Where they fritter away their strength in calming the beasts of Asphodelos, I continue my work, even should they survive long enough to reach the heart of my domain, and naught shall await them but doom. I eagerly await your arrival, Ericthonius. Even dullards have their uses. My darkest suspicions have been realized. We face the keyword of Asphodelos himself. More than that revelation, however, Ericthonius worries me. He loved Hesperos for his compassion, but received naught but scorn from whatever the keyword has become. He has said little since our return. I only hope that the shock of recent events does not prove to be a death knell for his resolve. Please, leave me be. Much as I am loath to disturb Ericthonius so soon after what just occurred, I am afraid circumstances do not afford us the luxury of time. Perhaps it will do him well to speak about recent events concerning both the keyword and his father. He seemed reticent to say aught concerning La Brea when the subject was broached. Doubtless his relationship with his father is a fraught one. The creation of the ward which surrounds Pandemonium was an astounding feat of magical prowess, a feat accomplished by none other than La Brea. That both my father and I can bind others in chains is perhaps the only thing that we have in common. Ah, so it is true. I'm La Brea's son, bereft of his talent for magics or his brilliant mind, but his son nonetheless. Surely this doesn't come entirely as a surprise to you. Nay, I had an inkling when you said you had practiced ethereal shackles since childhood. Assuming you haven't been employed here quite that long, it had to indicate some long-held connection with La Brea. It was La Brea that taught me how to cast ethereal shackles, but that was it. My further education was overseen by the words of La Brea, more specifically my mother, who was a researcher here. You did speak of Athena, chief keyword before La Brea. She is your mother, yes? How astute! I can see now why you were chosen to lead this investigation. You've the right of it. Athena was my mother, and it was she who invited me to join her here. La Brea had nothing to do with it. I see there's little love lost between you two. What I cannot see is why La Habrea was appointed chief keyword when another was already in place. Was in place. My mother is no longer with us. And La Habrea was all too eager to assume her responsibilities, with nary a moment spared to mourn her. What love do I owe him now, when he offered not one drop of compassion then? I see. She is no longer with us, an expression to convey the end of a life. I have known only the public face of La Habrea. While he is lauded for his ability to maintain composure in the face of unnerving circumstances, I must admit that oft he comes across as cold. Apologies, but can we speak of something else? This topic isn't an easy one for me to discuss. Of course, there are more pressing matters at hand after all, namely how to deal with Hesperos. We have yet to see the other warders. Judging by what we know, we can surmise is that Hesperos has confined them somewhere beyond our grasp. And now that he is aware of our presence, he will be preparing for our next encounter. We cannot expect to face him on equal footing. Quite the opposite, in fact. Every moment we spend chasing after the creations is another moment Hesperos can contrive another advantage for himself. The wisest course, of course, would be to find him first and foremost. He said that he has become one with the creations. Perhaps that means he is vulnerable to internment. In theory, that should be possible. However, is it enough merely to confine him after all he has done? I need to know why. I need to know what drove him to forsake everything he's worked for. Was it all truly so that he could serve his master? To my mind, he's merely put La Habrea's own work at risk in trade of some nebulous power. La Habrea is the chief keyword of Pandemonium. How would throwing it into disarray win his favor? It doesn't make any sense. Chess piece? It's the non-savage version of the Omicron set from the level 70 raids. And the color scheme just happens to fit well enough for this age for me. One day I kind of want to grab the Savage version, but that can wait. That can wait. Honestly, I'm pretty confident it'd be like really easily doable now, on sync. Hopefully next expansion, you can solo it. Easily solo it, I should say. You can probably pull it off now with a warrior. What with warrior being immortal. I also don't know if no, the twin, you can't solo, we're not going to be able to solo the twins for like fucking ever, are we? Because of the buff they get, you would need to get enough DPS to annihilate them before they can move. Yeah. Oh, I can see it. Yeah, as long as you can keep the gender fluid separated, I can see it being done. I share your curiosity, but we must consider that our enemy has put us at a disadvantage in every sense. What do you think? Should we seek to put him in fetters, or would it be too dangerous to allow him quarter? If you fail to confine him, I can always strike him down. Poor Dark Knight, not getting any. I can't wait until Dawn Trail comes out, and Dark Knight still gets zero healing. Like, none. Here's like 2 more damage buttons. Fuck you, no healing. At least they finally got around to fixing Living Dead. Living Dead's actually pretty good now. IMO. Daring as ever, I see. I know not which trials you have faced in your past, but to see you so certain is all the convincing I need. Very well, let us try Ericthonius's plan. Thank you, Arentel. I believe I can okay, but Paladin. Paladin literally has so many buttons, it like barely fits on my hotbar setup. I feel that the Dark Knight has a very intuitive rotation once you know what it is. If I can learn the opener, you know, but at the same time, like, different people are gonna find different things easy. I get carpal tunnel trying to learn to do Gunbreaker well. It took me until the very end of my time playing Gunbreaker before I was even using a halfway passable rotation. Paladin, like, oh my god, there's so many buttons that could be either cut or collapsed. Get rid of Confettier and put Confettier on Recitation. There's no reason for them to both be a button. Like, I can think of no reason. You need to have Recitation in order to get Confettier ready. I think that Sheltrin and Intervention could be collapsed into one button. It just gives a different effect if you target someone else with it. Atonement is, but I don't know what you could like reasonably collapse Atonement into. Maybe the third button in the 1-2-3 combo, that would probably work. I believe I can shed some light on the nature of our foe. When Hesperos spoke with us, I noticed he bore the telltale things of the Vrykolakas? That's the one time I'm saying that. We're moving on. A beast which feeds off the aether of its prey. Likely, this is the creation Hesperos merged his essence with. Yeah. I don't know. I think that Atonement looks really cool though, and I would miss having the visual. But yeah, I can see it. Granted, I also have the crackpot theory. I think, based on what I saw in the benchmark, I think that at least Dark Knight, but probably all of them, are going to get brand new 1-2-3 combo. We're gonna, one of the major tank upgrades are going to be traits that change the 1-2-3 combo appearance and like gives them some other bits and bobs. In all actuality, one will still probably just get like a 10 potency increase or whatever, but like, because if you look at the attack chain that Dark Knight does in the benchmark, to me that looks like it's just a slightly more flashy 1-2-3 combo. You know? So that's my crackpot theory. I think the only alternative is that they're giving Quietus a continuation, which I'd be okay with, but I'd much prefer for all the tanks to get updated animations on their 1-2-3. All of them, every single one, especially Warrior and Paladin. And we know all too well that he can change the environment around himself at will. The battle will not be an easy one, but I believe in our victory. Like Dark Knight and Gunbreaker's 1-2-3 visually. I'm talking pure visuals here, right? I'm not talking like their potency or whatever, and their secondary effects. Visually, Dark Knight and Gunbreakers don't look bad, but like I definitely think that Marauder and Paladin could use a bit of a facelift in that department. With exception to a Storm's Path, I think that a Storm's Path on Warrior looks really fucking cool. That Hesperos possessed such a lust for power that he would resort to this. Clearly, I misjudged him. I'd like nothing more than to strike him down myself, but seeing you wipe the arrogant grin off his face will taste just as sweet. He called himself a Hemitheos and claimed immortality. I know not how he discovered this dark art, but his actions do not bespeak a sound mind. Clear 4th circle. Oh no. That's not a good omen. Well, in that case, I'm gonna go whack a training dummy to illustrate my point. That's literally just smacking it with the sword. Like, no further flourish. Oh, you know what? Okay, I fully agree with you that they could just upgrade Riot Blade into Atonement. It's like almost the exact same animation. Yeah. Okay. I agree fully now. And Royal Authority is pretty good, but Royal Authority is, in fact, an upgraded ability. Please stop. Thank you. What do you mean I can't swap jobs? Fuck you. You know what? It's not terrible. Anyway. Although, Tailhavers keep losing. And then, like, the same issue with a warrior. I guess Storm's Path isn't terrible. I'd still like an upgrade, though. And the Heavy Swing is still just a really basic attack. But that's still cool as hell. Wrong one. No. You can stop now. We're good. No, stop. Stop it. Go away. Bad. This one. Nope, this one. Nope, this one. There we go. Go away. Yeah. They're all basic as hell. But, like, you know, visually, that's still pretty cool. I like it. I wouldn't hate if I had to keep dealing with that. But, like, you know, everything else. Give me, like, a little more flourish. You know? Just a little bit. Reset. No, stop hitting it. Bad. You know what? Even Dark Knights is pretty substandard. Or no, it'd be disappointing. Though the trails are nice. Back up a bit. I don't want to fucking auto attack it. Stop. Anyway. Reset, please. And I mean, like healers get like brand new animations on their primary attack like almost every expansion. So it's time to see how wrong I am, because there's 3 variations of Dosis, right? Yes, there is. In the name. There's like There's like 4 variations on stone, isn't there? Okay. Oh, no, that's a dia. Hang on. Glare. Yeah, there's like so many variations on stone. You get so many animation updates for stone. Look at this shit. I bet Scholar's the same way. Yep. Ruin into Royal. There's 5 of those. And yet, the only tank to get a single upgrade in their 1-2-3 combo is fucking Paladin. Everyone else gets fucked. You really must feel bad for him. I feel like, honestly, like a decent number of the DPS are the same camp. These are all the same. True Thrust never gets upgraded. We're gonna discount, was it Raiden Thrust? I think it's called. Yeah, Raiden Thrust. I guess we could say that Dragoon technically gets an upgrade to their one with Raiden Thrust out of 76. Technically. Because if you're doing your rotation right, like every time after the first time you use it, you're gonna be Raiden Thrusting instead of True Thrusting. Monk has the same thing. Ninja has the same thing from the get-go. Reaper is at least somewhat understandable because you don't start at level 1. So on and so forth, you know? Especially for like the ARR jobs, it just feels that like a lot of the animations just need a little bit of extra oomph, you know? Anyway, time to go get scammed out of medals in the Azim Steppe. I can't wait for the PLL or whatever it's called, where they show the job action trailer. That's gonna be so good, man. Actually getting a like good idea of what everyone's getting. I'm gonna try and keep a bit of a more open mind this time around, though, because I was really down on Dark Knight when Endwalker dropped, and like I can be realistic and admit that like Dark Knight did not get as good stuff as every other tank. Fucking Warrior got a bloodwetting, like, Jesus Christ. But also, like, Shadowbringer is a genuinely really fun addition to the rotation. Try getting my friend back, couldn't I? Sadly, I have no idea what that is. Or rather, I have only a vague idea what that is. I was not playing when that was the thing. I hear a lot of people miss Dark Arts in general. Coin? Yeah, coin. Great. You're up to 8, right? No, 9. I only gotta get one more, and I'm done with this guy. And I am stay in the same fucking map, because the next guy's got the exact same set of maps. Oh, no, he doesn't. Shit. This guy's all, Corthus. What about you? Same thing. Neat. Wait, isn't this the... It's not. cleared as much. Oh! So Dark Knight just had that, and then Warrior got it, but they changed the name. And gave it a met. That's interesting. Yeah, no. I think the biggest thing on my Dark Knight wish list is anything to give them a bit more survivability. Ideally, something that like heals them in some novel way that I can't think of off the top of my head right now. It would be kind of unfortunate if they just gave Dark Knight a bloodwedding all their own, which debatably that's kind of what Living Dead is now. Just on a like two and a half minute timer. Maybe let you hold charges on Abyssal Drain or some shit. Which, I don't know, that probably would never happen because that would also mean letting you have charges on Stake instead. We don't need that. Are you gonna help Reaper Friend? Or are you just gonna stand there and watch you go? Uh-oh. I must be away. Good luck, Reaper Friend. Leave me alone. Warrior's been, like, borderline unkillable since, like, a long time. At the very least since I started playing. Raw Intuition was a broken even before it got even more broken with Bloodwedding. Bloodwedding just took something that was very, very strong on Warrior and made it even stronger. It's like part of what makes it like such a meme. Yeah, and then shifting gears slightly. Dragoon and Astrologian are getting reworked again. I would need to check when exactly. I don't know if it changed while I was going through Shadowbringers, or if it was like that when I had already started playing. Because I do know that like during Shadowbringers, Raw Intuition had the self-heal. Perfect timing. I need some two to throw some Go kill damage. I don't know if you like it. I'm gonna stand right here. Oh, that was not what I thought it was. Well, it'll still cover the damage from this thing, so. Hey, Samurai, I just want to like smack him on the head. Maybe a little bit. Thank you, Samurai. Oh, beautiful. I remember when that fight actually got to its, like, the whole floor changes phase. I remember those days. Those were fun. I remember when you saw the scales in Elegia. I'm just glad they fixed the Unsinger. I'm really glad the Unsinger actually, like, gets to say all her fucking lines before she melts. At least most of her lines, you know? I hope they learned a thing or two from this expansion and, like, don't undertune the frickin' bosses to a point, or properly compensate for scaling eye level, so that the final boss is completely trivialized, actively ruining people's first experience because this like world, this a universe-ending threat can be killed in 2.5 minutes before she finishes her fucking lines. Like, I would not be shocked. Would not be shocked if, like, by, like, level 95, you could go in with a party unsynced and kill her before her phase change. Yeah. I'd say I am. I'd say I am. I think. Yeah, no, I am. I'm trying to think of a, like, counter argument, but yeah, no. If you really want to go in with, like, really frickin' easy fights, you can just turn on unsync. You can do it from, like, day one no, can you though? I'm pretty sure you have to wait a patch. Regardless, you know, by and large, most MSQ like content should not be, required content for the MSQ should not be, like, really hard, right? But, like, it should demand you to actually have to look at your screen, and if they have important lines that they say, or, like, lines that feed into the narrative, the boss should not be consistently dying before they get to say those lines. Stuff like that, you know? Realistically speaking, in most parties, they should get to do, like, all of their main mechanics. Like, we should not be at a point... We shouldn't have been at a point, like, within the same week that Elegia dropped, that people were skipping the scale phase on Naldthal. Like, that's just insane to me. But then, especially with Alliance raids, you can go too far in that direction, and you have the near raids, where every single... I love the near raids. I think they're mechanically very fun, but they take for fucking ever, because everything has too much health. They dialed it too far in the other direction. Now the eye level is too constrained, everything takes too long, and now it's just annoying to go through. It's one of those really fun game design things where I have no usable input to put in other than do it better, which is utterly worthless. It's like as useless a request as you can get. So, worse than useless, debatably. Now, Themis, we end this here. Fools, I will not be put in chains. Exactly. To think that I would fall before one such as you, perhaps I should have treated you as more than a mere nuisance. Despite your victory, you shall never have the knowledge you seek, the secrets of my transformation, the secrets of my deception. They shall return to the star with me. You are wasting your breath, your breath, Hesperos. We have the upper hand now. Surely you can see that. Yes, my repertoire is not exhausted yet. However, although I have failed, my end shall be on my terms. I mean, so, like, the solution is, on their test servers or whatever, they run the content with a party where the average eye level of that party is different. And then they see at what eye level that party, while playing normally, we're not talking like everyone's doing Savage Raid level accurate rotations, right? Normal play, the boss gets to do X number of their mechanics and lasts for X amount of time. It's never going to be perfect, but, like, I think, and that may honestly be what they're doing, and it's just a matter of, like, them further tuning what exactly their criterion are. But that's probably, like, the easiest solution to implement. The worst solution to implement would be giving them damage gates, where they can't die until they finish XYZ. I don't know if it's still a thing in the Praetorium. I think it was a thing in the Praetorium, where, like, you couldn't kill Gaius until he finished his speech. Like, that's really obnoxious. You hate to see it. It feels bad. No, I'm dealing all this damage. Why is he not dead yet? Why does he get to keep babbling on for... Yo, it was a La Habrea. It was La Habrea. You couldn't finish killing La Habrea until he finished his fucking speech. And that was so fucking annoying. It's like, no, I'm dealing like 15 quadrillion damage. He should be dead right now. Fuck him. No, instead you just raise their health in accord, so that you're still obviously dealing damage, and then they, on average, die after they've had time to assay all their bullshit. How did your ambition lead you so astray, Hesperos? You were better than that. Your star shone more brightly than any other in Pandemonium. You had La Habrea's respect, his trust. What more did you seek? That you would forsake all that and sully your legacy besides. For the ARR extremes, I think it depends on the ones. I think, and mind you, the only ARR extreme I've done synced is I've done Garuda synced, I've done Leviathan synced. No, not a Leviathan. I've done Garuda, Titan, and Ramu synced because thank you, Mentor Roulette. Fuck you. Yeah. Like, DMing can definitely give you some insight into game design because, shocker, you're designing a game. Granted, a lot of the because when there are game mechanics, you don't you homebrew it, so you're even tinkering with basic game mechanics. DMing is game designing. So doing it enough for long enough will give you some insight into game design. He became so blinded by his own desires that he lost sight of his duty. In the end, he lost everything, and his plans lie in tatters. I fail to see any dignity in that. Even so, I would have liked to know why he chose this path. Hesperos' infatuation with your father was his undoing. Perhaps he was jealous that fate had chosen you and not him to be Lahabrea's son. So terrible did his jealousy become that he sought verboten power that Lahabrea would be unable to ignore. How does a pursuit of respect warp one's heart so? How does infatuation with one's person turn into contempt for everyone else? I've never heard of such a thing. It's not as uncommon as you might think. I see. I admit I cannot but find it vexing, but perhaps that signifies naught but my own capacity for bitterness. I do understand what it is to have a beacon to follow in dark times, a person you trust to guide you true. How it is to desperately wish their light would fall upon you again. But we have spent enough time assuming the intentions of the departed. There are the living to consider. We must find the other warders and round up the remaining creations forthwith. Of that, at least, we can be certain. I believe I can be of help in that matter. The influence of Hesperos' magic is fading throughout Asphodelos. Now is the perfect opportunity to seize control of the facilities and restore things to their original state. Seize control. Can you really do that? What? What is this presence? Erchthonius, what lies beyond that threshold? That's the passage which connects Asphodelos to Abyssos. Why? Be on your guard, you two. Now that the Asphodelos is free of obstructions, I can more easily sense disturbances in the lower levels. Something stirs in Abyssos. A warding sigil? How? Let us return to the gates for now. I should like to appraise the situation from there. Needless to say, our investigation is far from over. Just when I had thought our work to be done, did this tragedy unfold all throughout Pandemonium. Although we have defeated Hesperos, it appears we have but scratched the surface of Pandemonium's troubles. My head is still swimming with questions, but could this mean that Hesperos wasn't actually behind this? It's a stark possibility, yes. The root of this crisis may lie somewhere much deeper than even Abyssos. When we first encountered you, you said that the memories of your escape were vague and that your senses were muddled. I believe this was more than the result of a panicked mind. You were made to feel this way by a powerful magical influence. It is possible that the same magic could have poisoned Hesperos' heart, twisting his affection for La Habrea into a burning obsession. Then, in his altered state, he was made an offer of power he could not refuse. Wait, are you suggesting that someone else turned Hesperos into that thing? If so, it stands to reason that they wouldn't stop at him. Indeed, our mysterious mastermind does not lack for subjects for his experiments, for more potential hemitheoi. If what you're saying is true, then my colleagues, they're doomed to share the same fate as Hesperos. Do not lose heart yet, Ericthonius. Hesperos' challenged us alone, and that tells me that the process of his creation was a long and taxing one. If he was the first Hemitheos, then the rest of the warders are likely still alive. However, much as I would like to hasten deeper into Pandemonium, the way forward is sealed off. We must focus our efforts on finding a way through. With the creations still having free reign of Asphodelos, that won't be easy. On the contrary, I yet to retain control of these circles, and thus can wield interment magic within their halls at will. The creatures will pose no threat to us. Just like that, there's nothing stopping us from returning order to Asphodelos. Just so, I shall require your expertise to keep the place after the subjects have been returned to their confinement, however. You are Asphodelos' sole remaining warder, after all. Truth be told, I did not expect this invitation to become so involved, or this investigation to become so involved. Of course, I would like to resolve matters here without resorting to outside help, but... Do you mean to send a report to La Habrea? 'Tis too soon to say. Let us first find a way into Abyssos. It would be best to withhold our judgment until we have ascertained the whereabouts of the other warders and the identity of the party responsible for their disappearance. Agreed. Even so, if it means saving even a single life within Pandemonium, then I'm not above asking La Habrea for help, should it come to that. Recent discoveries certainly paint Hesperos' actions in a new light. The number of unknown elements in this investigation grows, and we must proceed forward with the utmost caution. To that end, Ericthonius and I shall remain here for the time being. Much as I enjoy your company, I do not believe we shall be needing protection so long as we remain in Asphodelos. You should take this time to rest. Surely you are weary, and there may be more battles ahead of us. Themi's burden may grow heavier in your absence, but he's shown that he's more than capable to bear it. Still, I would help wheresoever I'm able. All we've achieved so far has been thanks to you two, and I mean to repay the debt I owe. I don't know what use I can be outside of placating the creatures, but I'll find a way. Nonsense. You owe us nothing. It was thanks to your knowledge of the magics which govern this place that we were able to come this far. Elsewise, we would have likely succumbed to the hippocampus' assault. Each of us has arrived at this dire pass by separate paths, but it is only by combining our respective expertise that we will reach the end of it and see Pandemonium saved. Thank you, Themis. Hesperos' words seem to have affected me more than I realize. Together, we've come this far, and together we'll reach the end. I have no doubt we will. Even so, let us allow Arantel his rest. Besides, you have someone awaiting a report on your progress, yes? I dare say your story will be much more than they ever imagined. Oh, so you don't serve the convocation, I suppose. I needn't worry about you going behind our backs to curry favor with La Habrea. My friend would be very curious to hear what has occurred here. However, I fear that if I left Pandemonium, the wards protecting it would quickly deteriorate. I hope he does not mind assuming some of my duties in the meantime. Professor Calden has tasked me with recording the etheric signatures of each and every crystal in his recent orders. As a lowly assistant, I'm honored to be given such an enormous and monumental assignment. At the professor's behest, we have kept our reports on recent events as vague as we can manage. Even if we wished to do otherwise, not much of note has transpired here of late. Welcome, Arentel. Back from the past, and none the worse for wear, I see. So, what did you find? So, there's evil afoot in Pandemonium, an already ominous place, I must say. Mythic beasts and missing warders. Truly, we are fortunate to see return to us in one piece. It appears the voice Arentel heard from the crystal spoke the truth. As for who left it behind and why, those are yet questions to be answered. Indeed, it could be someone who lived among the ancients, or could be someone trying to avert a tragedy from the future. Much remains shrouded in mystery. Yet ilm by ilm, we shall unveil that mystery, with the help of Arentel, of course. By his actions was the fabric of the past reshaped, yet he returns to the same present he left. Which can only mean one thing, that his intervention in Pandemonium's crisis is but one of the countless building blocks of history upon which our present has been built. There's no telling what consequences would arise if we stopped pursuing this matter now. Whatever plot is unraveling within Pandemonium, we must not let it reach its conclusion. If one of those creatures should escape, what ripples would carry forth to the future? They might wreak havoc upon the world of the ancients, and their despair would leave an indelible mark upon history's pages. That despair would only feed the terrible beasts that arose during the final days. The first final days already had a drastic effect on the aeons that followed. If the scars it left were made even deeper, then we risk losing our present entirely. Whatever the cost, our connection with the future of Elpis must be preserved. I know I've asked much of you already, but can I count on you to continue your work in Pandemonium? Your tireless efforts are much appreciated. If there is aught we can do to ease your burden, you need only say the word. Speaking of which, might you return the crystal into our keeping? While we cannot accompany you to the past, perhaps something can be gained by researching it further. Shines just as splendidly as the day we met. We shall begin work right away, but I cannot promise any meaningful results for some time. And as matters in Elpis seem to be in a similar state, I must ask that you rest. But before that, allow me to make an introduction. As our research moves into its critical stage, I found it only suitable to recruit another assistant. Maylene is an expert in armaments and from throughout history. Be they from the far-flung past or made in the most recent forges, should you find aught of interest in your adventures, bring it here and she will be glad to offer her services. We know researchers in numerous fields that would love to get their hands on artifacts from bygone eras and would give you goods in return that should aid you in trials ahead. Furthermore, if you ever wish to peruse the records of events you have reported here and meet Nenjiji here has been taking faithful and thorough notes. She is at your complete disposal. I sense that we've embarked upon something monumental, something that will dwarf all else I have ever accomplished in my many years of research. I can think of no greater honor, nor reassurance that we have your capable assistance in this endeavor. If there's anything to be found that will contribute to your success, we shall find it. We shall not rest until we have unlocked the mysteries of this crystal, and you will be the first to know when we do. And with that, we have wrapped up the first wing of Pandemonium. Tomorrow, maybe we'll see, and I have no idea what my schedule is for next week, but next stream I will be going through the next wing of Pandemonium with, depending on time, the small chance I'll just be wrapping the whole thing up. I make no guarantees because, you know, who knows what time will bring. But I want to thank anyone for stopping by who did. I really appreciate anyone who gives me the time of day. And until I stream again, have a good one all.